Nemawashi, building consensus before taking action. This is such a cool topic because it has direct bearing on everything that we do right now in construction in the United States, North America, and throughout the world. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to apply it. Literally going to be a game changer for you. So let's talk about that right now. Nemawashi, and again, I'm using Japanese words to switch your brain to say this is something new. Don't worry about Japanese characters or Japanese words. When we learn about Japanese items in production and construction, we're learning about things, some of which that we taught them, and we're learning about themselves and ourselves, and we're rising to play with the big dogs. The construction projects in Japan have half as many incidents, and they finish projects much, much sooner, and they have similar amounts of bureaucracy, and they are a free market capitalistic society. So literally, if we want to play with the big dogs, we want to play with Japan. And if we're like, oh, I don't want to hear about Japan, we're basically saying they're better than us and I'm out. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say I'm going to rise to that occasion. I'm going to play with the big dogs and I'm in. And so let's talk about this concept. Now, in the last planner system and in TACT, these lean systems are highly dependent on human interaction, and they're fragile systems. Here's what I want to say. CPM, the critical path method, is anti-fragile, but it's also ineffective. Let me tell you why it's anti-fragile. Anybody can pick it up, and it's in all of these government contracts and institute contracts. And so you can pick up CPM, not do a good job with it at all, not know anything about it at all. It never works. Nobody expects it to work, and you don't need any human involvement. So people just keep using it over and over because it's insanity among humans. And so it's anti-fragile. It's very easy. It doesn't require anything. TACT, last planner, and the Kanban method require human involvement. It requires Nemawashi. It requires building consensus before going on. It requires human input, as it should. It's hard work, but in turn, it works. CPM is an anti-fragile system. It's easy to do, but it doesn't work. TACT, last planner, and the Kanban method are fragile systems that require human interaction, but they do work. If you want the results, you have to put in the work. There's a couple things that we got to get rid of. This whole command and control garbage of telling trades what to do and shoving things down their throat, it's gone. The superintendent telling people what to do, it's gone. The superintendent needs to keep everybody in rhythm and keep a beautiful environment. But that means that all of the last planners must have say. The other concept that I hate is a concept that companies always say where, well, it's the superintendent, you have to let him run the job the way he wants. No, you don't. The superintendent must run the job in accordance with the way the company operations system works. That's it. We are too cowboy in the United States. Too cowboy ignorant, meaning I don't need that stuff from Japan. I don't know TACT. I don't know collaboration. I'm just going to go ahead and put this schedule together without any collaboration based on guesses and shove it down people's throats. It's never worked before, but I'm going to do it again. We have got to stop being proud to be ignorant in the West. We've got to rise back up. If we're ever going to compete with Asian countries or stay on their level, we have to work together and stop fighting each other. We have to focus on quality over goals, quality over profits, and benefiting people and attacking the process instead of being focused on money or goals. Like, we're never going to get where we need to be without that. So the idea here is we have to step up our game, and the key is working together. You'll never work together without this concept of Nemawashi, building consensus before taking action. It's never going to happen. And so even if you're an old dog, there's old dog learning and there's old dog fixed. If you're old dog, meaning you're in the old guard but you're learning, that's great. If you're old dog fixed, you're like, I don't need pull plans, I don't need look ahead plans, I'm not going to ask the trades, they just need to do what I say. Even if you believe that, here's the science behind it. If human beings have to go do a hard thing, but they're told to do it, their brain releases cortisol, a stress hormone that creates human disconnection. And if you have a trade partner or anybody on the site that needs to do a hard thing, but they got to weigh in and buy in with consensus, that doesn't mean by committee. It means that, like Patrick Lencioni said, that you've gotten all the input and then the leader does have to make a decision, but you're as aligned as you possibly can be. I won't even say the name, but I work with some companies where everybody gets a say, and so they're in their own way and they're not ever forward, they're ever backward because everything's decision by committee. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about consensus through true leadership. When a trade partner doing a hard thing, whether it's in a pull plan or a look-ahead plan, weekly work plan, or daily huddle, has the chance to weigh in and buy in and is asked their opinion, and as a part of the last planner system, their brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone, and oxytocin. Oxytocin is the human connection feel-good hormone. It's released when any good thing happens to us. Basically changes our stress from distress to eustress. We're rising to the occasion, and we're improving, and we're rallying as a social group. And so now everybody's working on it together. I was just reading the book that we just published, Elevating Construction General Superintendents. When trades help you make the plan, they will fiercely defend that plan and execute it. So even if you're the old dog fixed in the industry, or you're a paper leader, which means you're not actually boots on the ground, you should at least understand the bottom line concept of you must have buy-in to get things done. This is what this looks like. In a company, get feedback. They call it catchball. You go back and forth with I learned this in Toyota by Toyota and some other really good books like Owning the Gap. When you're setting the strategic direction of a company, don't just shove it down their throats. Do some catchball. Hey, what should our strategic focus be? At LeanTact, we do it together, right? In the department, do the same thing. On a construction project, do the goal setting with the stakeholders. With the trade partners, set the milestones, the pull plans, the look-aheads, weekly work plans, day plans together with the trade partners. Do it as a group. Talk to the workers. Hey, anything you want done better on the site. Consensus. Build consensus before acting. It takes extra work. It's not necessarily a democracy. People aren't voting. It really comes down to you're getting everybody's input and listening, which is the previous video that I recorded. And then the leader is making a decision, but now everybody's leaving that thumbs up, bought in because they got to weigh in. And that's really the concept. Basically, like the best analogy is you're letting the roots grow before letting the tree grow and blossom. You're building a foundation before you let the tree grow. Superintendents that just create the plan in a silo, command and control, they're letting a tree grow with no roots and it's going to fall down in the storm anytime something bad happens. But when you let those roots grow, you've got a firm foundation, and now you're working as a group. And again, you're avoiding the waste of not using the genius of the team. So here's my question. What planning or directions or directives can you start creating and giving as a group with consensus before acting instead of siloed command and control? I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.